Through of the FEA project. You can see I've started here by designing my piece of acrylic with my constrained holes. If I go back into my sketch, we can see what I've done. Here is my constrained sketch as per the drawing that you were given. These are the mounting holes that have to remain in place so they'll fit the test jig. You can also see I've just put together an example of what the mounting bracket might look like, so we can see how we'd have to mount our bracket between these two holes. If you want those, they're going to be found in the Fusion link that I've shared with you. Okay, so let's just go through the process of setting up a simulation, how we might go through that process and how we might iteratively try and simulate, test and optimize our design. So what I've actually done is I've started off and I've designed this and I've saved it as a component. This one's called FEA Bracket Project 3. What I'm actually going to do is open up a new tab. When I'm in here, I'm going to insert a component. So what I'm going to use that blank piece that I had, and I'm going to use that as the basis of my designing. I'm going to go in here, I'm just going to say insert. So I'll bring it in here like so. I'm going to say OK. And the first thing I'm going to do is just make sure that I've broken this link. So you can see this link at the moment is linked to this bracket. So at the moment, the two of them are kind of tied together, which means that if I make a change to one, it will change to the other. I don't want to use that. I want to use this as my template. So I'm going to right click here and I'm going to say break link. Okay, and now it's apart in its own right. Okay, I'm also just going to press save. So I'm going to call this one bracket 4. I'm going to make sure it's saved in a folder that I want. Okay, so this is basically my sheet of acrylic that I'm going to use to do my designing on. I'm going to use that as my template for my, my first design. So let's go and have a look at how we're going to do that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to create it on top of it. And then I'm going to use P to project. So I'm going to use P to project, and P to project is going to pick up features from this other sketch. Instead of having to draw it out each time, I can pick out these corners. And I can also pick out these circles. So as I go over them, they go red, and I click on them and it picks them up. And that means I'm going to be able to use these locations later on when I'm designing, instead of having to redraw them all over again. So once I've projected my geometries, I can say OK. So I'm going to start by putting my holes in the same places. I'm going to zoom in and put mine to be 8.5. I'll do another one over here. 8.5. Oh. C for circle. 8.5, just snap it in place, and I'll go down here and do the same over here. 8.5, all done. Okay, and then I'm just going to rough this out. So this is just me deliberately doing a super simple design. So I'm going to go across like this. I'm just using the snap grid to make sure everything's kind of where I want it. This is not being precise at all. And what I'm going to do is just remove a big chunk out the middle of it, because one of your aims is to be as lightweight as you can. So I'm just going to go through and just be a bit daft and just remove a whole chunk of material like so. Okay, so we can see our designs all lined up. That looks okay. And I'm going to say finish sketch. Okay, so now I've got my parts. Remember, I can tell that they're going to be fully enclosed because as I hover over them, they're going to go this kind of blue color. So what I'm going to do now, I don't need this this bracket anymore because I've got my own design. So what I'll do is, as I extrude this one out, so I'll click on this one, extrude it to be 3mm because that's the thickness of your acrylic. I'll say 3mm. I'm going to say new body. Then just make sure it goes up and say OK. Here's my part. Then I'm going to go back to my FEA bracket over here, and I'm just going to delete that one. So I kind of used it as a reference, but I don't actually need it anymore. So there is my bracket that I've made. I want to apply physical material to it. I'm going to go in here to my bodies. I'm going to right click on this one. I'm going to say physical material. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down my list to plastic, and I'm going to go and find acrylic. So we go, got acrylic here. So I'm just going to click and I'm going to drag that one onto there. And it stays this kind of grey colour because the default for acrylic is grey, but in order that I can see this and make sure I know what's what, I'm just going to change the appearance of it at the same time. So I'm going to click on it, double click, I'm going to go to advanced, I'm going to change the appearance. I'm just going to make it a colour that's really distinguishable. So later on when I'm writing my report, I know that the first one was pink, the second one was blue, the third one was yellow, etc, etc. Okay, so we've now got my nice pink bracket that's all set up, which meets the parameters, and we're going to go and simulate it now and test it, see if we can see what happens to under load. Okay, so if we want to do any simulation, the first thing we need to do is go change the workspace from design to simulation. So I'll jump across. We're just going to do a simple static stress. So when we're loading up the weights, we'll call this a static stress test. And we're going to analyze the deformation and the stress, create study. Here is our bracket we brought in. Okay, with most things, like most things with Fusion, we tend to work from left to right. So the most common thing is going to be on the left, the least common things are on the right. So I'm going to go into study. We're doing a new study. This isn't a very complicated object, so we don't need to simplify it. We need to check our materials. So let's go and check our study materials. So we're going to go and look in here, and yes, it's got acrylic, so this is the same as the model. Okay, I could actually change it in here if I wanted to and change it to something else, but just for now, we're going to use the same one that I set and say, okay. Like so. Then we're going to put some loads on here. We're going to normally use the structural loads in this case. There are loads more, but we'll just start with the structural loads. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom all the way in and just pick up the face, not the edge, the face of this hole that goes through. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. I want to put my constraints on first. I want to put my structural constraint on here before I put my load on. So I'm going to go and constrain that one. The little blue padlock appears up. So it says it's kind of locked in place. I'm going to go and do the same down here and say lock that one. Say OK. Okay, then I'm going to go and put my load on. So we should have gone from left to right, so materials to constraints to loads. I'm going to put a structural load on here. I'm going to zoom in again and get that face. Okay, and there's my arrow. Let's just go for some large value. I'll go for 1,000 newtons. Okay, just because we're trying to be a bit dramatic with our test to see what's going to happen. Okay, if I needed to, I could alter my direction. I could move it around. I could type into my different axes where I wanted it to be. I can even change my units and the direction type, but just for now, this is our basic setup. We say OK. So we've got a load, we've got our material, and we've got two constraints. So these are our two bolts going through. These are our weights that are hanging off, and here's our bracket. We don't need to worry about contacts and display and manage all those kinds of things. We're going to move over to the solve area. It's a really good idea to go and press this one here, pre-check. This is going to say, has it got all the information that it needs to do its thing? It does. Okay, so we're ready to go. If it doesn't, we need to add some more information to it or work out why there's not enough information. Then when we're ready, we're going to go and say solve. Okay, what will happen now is it will send it off up into the cloud. Okay, it will think about it. The more complicated it is, the longer it will take. It normally does this kind of stuttering thing where it looks like it's not doing anything and then suddenly it does it all at once. And obviously the more complicated it is, the longer it takes. This can go wrong if you don't have your version of Fusion up to date, so it's always a good idea just to make sure you've got your version of Fusion up to date, and you can check up here if you've got the right version. This is typically where errors will occur. Because this is happening up in the cloud, I'm just going to close it down and then show you some existing designs I've done. So I'm just going to show you, here's the first version I did. Okay, so when I get my results in just a minute, I'm going to get a whole bunch of results like this. What I can do with these results is have a look at them and see what this simulation tells me. So for example, I can come down here and say displacement. So this one here is telling me with this load of 1,000 newtons, this is going to move 5.32 millimeters down in the z-axis. Okay, and we can see it doesn't move consistently either. It gives this kind of curve. We can then go and look at things like the stress, so we can see where the stresses are going to build up around those corners, around those bolt holes. We can look at where the strains are. Okay, so we see strains in similar places. And we can also go and look in here for the safety factor. Okay, so we can go and see where do we think this is going to break and is it safe. Now obviously I put a huge value on of 1,000 newtons, but if it had to meet a certain requirement, like it had to hold a book with, if it was 20 kilograms, that would be a place where you could see if it thought it was going to do it or not. You can go to the results tool in here if you want to and go to animate. This is going to allow you to kind of play through and you'll see your thing moving. Okay, and you can see how these things build up. You can record this page if you need to put it into a report. You can change the number of steps to make it go faster or smoother. Okay, so you can play around with the settings there. You can also go to the results tool and download a report. So this is going to give you a simulation report that tells you, much more details, and that'd be a really good thing to maybe go and talk to a physics teacher about what all those things mean. Okay, here's the second bracket. So all I did in this bracket was I had these nice sharp corners in here. In the second bracket, all I did was went to put a few fillets on the corners. Okay, so I noticed that the stresses and the strains were building up in those corners. Okay, I could see them changing colour in here, so I went through and put a few fillets onto them. Okay, and then we can compare like with like, so I can go and see now the maximum stress here was going to be 77.718. If I go back to this one, I can see it was 75. Okay, so we can see the difference between the two different versions. Okay, and you might get some unexpected results like that one there. Okay, so you can go and compare and contrast them. What's always a really good idea is to only change one variable at a time. So I didn't change anything in this design apart from just putting a fillet in those corners. Okay, so it's always really good to compare and contrast, because if you have more than one variable changing at a time, you don't really know which one's making the impact. Okay, you might have noticed it popped up on my screen. It told me my results were in. Okay, so my results are in. It probably took about a minute or two to come in. Okay, it pops up and it tells us this design is expected to bend or break permanently. Okay, and we can see all the red areas showing where we think the weakest areas are. So this is where they think it's going to break. This gives an good opportunity to reinforce this. We can make it thicker. We can move the circles. We can see if we can change where our features are going to be in order to make that minimum safety factor go up. Now we can also go and look at the stresses and strains here and see how those things are happening. You see there's a huge build-up of stress here. Okay, likewise build-up of strain in here. And again, we can go and play our results tool, go and animate and play those back and forth. Okay, we'll see the results coming in. Okay, then we can make our changes as we need to. Okay, so I'm just going to run you through what I did just again really quickly. So I started off with my basic piece of acrylic with my holes that were constrained into it. When I wanted to create a new one and use that as my template, I went insert and insert component. When I was in there, I went in and inserted it in. Okay, I placed it where I wanted it to be. I did a new sketch and I did P to project to pick up the sketch features, like the corners and the holes, so they were all in the right places. Okay, then I did my sketching. I'm going to do this really quickly just so you can see. So I did my sketching, I drew my lines. Like so. To make my bracket. So finish sketch. Okay, I made sure it was an enclosed boundary so I could extrude it. So I went to extrude and just did it to be 3mm. Remember to make it a new body. Okay, so extrude my new body, and then I'm going to go and, oh, I forgot to unlink it, so I just need to go and make sure I break that link. Okay, I didn't edit it, so it didn't really matter, and then I'm just going to go and delete that body because I don't want it to be in my way anymore. I'll just go and delete that body. So I'm left with my bracket. We applied a physical material to it. Went to body, physical material, and I chose to do it in acrylic. What I would suggest is, if you're going to have a second bracket, it would be a good idea to change the colour in this one. So if the first one was pink, the second one could be green or something different. That's just going to help you when you're doing your reports to know what's what. Okay, and then the other thing we can do, now we've got our physical material, we can also go to body 1 and go to properties, and it will tell us the mass of this object. So we can see this one's 96.21. Okay, so one of the factors you're going to be judged on is how much does your bracket weigh versus how much weight can it hold. This is a good way of checking how much difference it makes, and you can do a little bit of kind of virtual calculation before you go along. And then once you've got that, you go into your simulation space. Okay, remember, go from left to right. So check you've got your materials. We're going to do a static stress study. Check you've got your materials correct. Go and add your constraints. We're going to add them to the bolt holes. Add your loads to here. Then check you've got the pre-check and you've got all the information you need. You've got the green tick, and then you can send it off to solve. Okay, so I hope that helps and gets you up and running. Good luck.